Look at your schedule. Coming right out of elementary school, you're probably not used to having multiple classes and having to keep track of where your classrooms are. Don't worry. You got this. If your school has a printed layout of the school and where all the classrooms are, I would suggest finding where your classrooms are on the map and making like a route with a highlighter or something, so you're not panicking on the first day to find where your social studies classroom is or something. Also, buy the appropriate school supplies a week or so before as well, so you're not missing anything. You don't want to be like in, I don't know, health class. You don't want to be that one guy who forgets their glue stick on the project that counts for like 50% of your grade. I can't really give you any advice on what to buy, but your school will usually make you a supply list, so just print that out and get everything on it, would be my, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. Sorry for the late arrival. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip all the talking. I'm going to get y'all straight into y'all motivation for the day. The topic for today is, appreciate y'all for joining in, tuning in. Hold on. Oh, seeing the vision. You got to see the vision. See, I ain't got my glasses on. To see the true vision. All right, so let me get y'all motivation. Motivation for the mind. Let's go.
Imagine being able to build the tool you need just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Where focus goes, energy flows. If you want to improve, if you want to reach all the goals you've told yourself you'd like to achieve, you gotta start eliminating all the things that don't support the direction you're trying to go.
The path to greatness demands an unyielding focus and discipline. It's about daring to push beyond your limits, fighting relentlessly for your dreams. Your legacy is shaped by the intensity of your desire and the consistency of your focus.
This isn't about idly waiting for the perfect moment or for things to fall into place. It's about waking up each day with the determination to dominate that day more than any other. Drill into your mind that you're in control and you're the one who will make things happen.
Be unapologetically savage about your dreams. If something or someone doesn't contribute to your growth or add value to your journey, consider it dead weight and let it go. This includes negative people, bad habits, and time-wasting activities. Remember, you don't have time for anything that doesn't help you grow and achieve your goals.
When you're great, you don't just focus on the year. You don't just focus on the month. You don't just focus on a week. You focus intensely on the 24 hours in front of you and work as hard as possible to nail it.
When you give up, your mind thinks it's over, so it stops growing. There's no development when you give up, but when you can say, screw this is awful, I'm overwhelmed, I'm in pain, I'm struggling, I'm hurting, but decide not to leave, your mind gets the message. It realizes he's sticking around, so we need to adapt. We need to improve. That's when different parts of your brain kick into gear. You start using parts of your mind you never used before, especially when you're struggling and you refuse to quit.
You have to direct your brain and tell it where you want to go and how you plan to get there. I've learned that if I keep pushing, keep returning to the challenge, your mind understands, all right, we got to work this out because he is not giving up.
You gotta quit quitting. Quitting should be off the table. You have to not allow it to be an option. Any route you choose to reach your goals, if that goal is worth reaching, will be damn tough. So stop basing your decision to quit on how hard the task is. Every single path leading to where you want to be will be challenging. Struggle, frustration, these are indicators that you're on the right track and making headway.
No one who's where you want to be got there without these struggles, without fighting, without pain, without feeling low. Nobody. And if you aim to achieve greatness, you need to embrace the struggle as a necessary ingredient.
But most people get distracted on their way to success. They start the discipline routine, eating right, doing the workouts, doing the self-development, but then they get pulled off course by the distractions around them.
Do not allow that to happen to you. You have got to be relentless in your focus. You got to be starving to change your life and block out everything else that doesn't support the vision.
In the world we live in now, you'll be endlessly bombarded with streams of social media, the relentless noise of the internet, the constant pull of just mindlessly scrolling. But you've got to resist to stay sharp.
Think of your focus like a muscle, just like lifting weights in the gym. You gotta train it. It's about saying no to the unnecessary all the time wasters that eat away at your productivity. It's about discipline, about choosing what deserves your attention and what doesn't.
To sharpen this weapon, you gotta stay self-aware of what you're concentrating on. That means living in this very moment without getting lost in regrets or things you could have done better in the past or worries about the future. It's about being fully present in whatever you're doing right this second and giving it your absolute all.
The combination of desperation and hunger with laser focus is the formula to be great at something. This formula is the cornerstone of mental mastery.
And the only way you prove to yourself that you really want it is that you no longer hit the snooze button. You no longer lose focus when you're studying. You no longer take shortcuts. You are willing to do whatever it takes. Proving to yourself that you want your dream is about demonstrating control over your mind in every aspect of life, from the moment you wake up to the way you approach every task and challenge.
You're setting the example every single day of your life. When you build this mental toughness by looking at every little thing as a test of your will and your ability to do what you say you're going to do, your life is going to get better.
You don't get here by quitting when you're tired. You get here by quitting when you're finished, when you reach completion, when you've executed.
This level of commitment is what separates those who simply envision from those who achieve. If you're determined to win, to reach paradise, your every moment must reflect that commitment. Pack your calendar with actions that drive you towards your goals, because it's in this relentless pursuit that your dreams transform into reality.
And yes, it's tough. It's tough to tune out the noise, to shut off the distractions, to really hone in on what's important. But that's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The ability to focus, to keep your eyes on the prize. That's what will get you to where you want to be. Most people go.
Let's go. Y'all see me over here. I gotta be on mute because I'm gonna be over here jabbing with the video. Oh, hit me. Hey, what's good, Dad? See, you in here for the best part. You in here for the best part. You see, you was in there for the basketball before, but this is when I dedicate my hour back to everybody in the community just to bring all of the facts that we all know and we all talk about all the time together here on Expansion Pack. So that's our motivation for today. Now, let me remind myself again what we talking about. Oh, see, I put my glasses on. That vision. The vision. Seeing the vision. So today is Healthy Mental Thursday. And I think for the week, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try to see if I can remember next week to go to a different sense, because vision is good and healthy. It helps to keep your mental healthy. What it is you putting into your sights for your future, what it is you seeing in front of you at the moment, vision. So let's go ahead and jump right into it real quick. Let's see what we talking about. I want to start with some shorts on this.
One of the things I'm aware of that everybody wants to know how to do is, how do I get visions? How do I see in the spirit? Now, there are a number of things from Scripture, but just one of them is this matter of lifting up the eyes. This is how Zechariah fell into a prophetic vision, and we see this very language when it comes to Jesus. So you connect to God, you lift up your eyes, which has to do not only with your physical eyes, but with your spiritual eyes. And as you focus on the things above, the Scripture says that we should fix our eyes on things above, where Christ is seated with the Father at his right hand in the heavenlies. As we fix our eyes above, suddenly in connecting with God, the prophetic vision begins to flow. We talk about how it begins, how it is initially weak, and you may not catch it if you weren't paying attention or didn't even know that this was a thing. But over time, it becomes stronger and more clear. And with this, the grace grows in your life.
Yo, hold up. He just brought so much stuff into my life just with just the 30 seconds. Give me 30, 35 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Ain't even 3.5 minutes. 30 seconds. All right, hold on. I got to save that. Oh, my gosh. Put that on 2 playlists. All right, go back. All right, let's keep going. Wow, I didn't know this was a thing. 5 signs. Yeah, nah, we ain't gonna do that. All right, maybe that's just too vague. Let's get some anatomy on here. All right. How do the... I think we might have seen this before, but let's watch it again. Who cares? 2 minutes of your life. Is this qualified? Can we watch this? Yes, we can.
Your eyes allow you to see the world around you. But have you ever wondered how they work? First, it's important to know that vision depends on your brain as much as on your eyes. Your eye's main job is to detect patterns of light. Then, they work with your brain to turn those patterns into images. Let's take a closer look. Light rays bounce off an object you are looking at. Let's say the object is a dog. The light reflects off the dog to your eye. Then, the light enters through the outer part of your eye, called the cornea. The cornea is clear like a window. It helps your eye focus the light to make things look sharp and clear. Next, the light rays pass through an opening called the pupil. The pupil is the dark round circle in the colored part of your eye. The colored part is called the iris. It controls how wide the pupil is and how much light can pass into your eye. In bright light, the iris narrows the pupil.
Let me pause before we go any further now. You know I always got to drop that anatomy on us because all this stuff right here that we already done watched is happening as I speak. You ain't got to say, hey man, did you process that light that I sent you down there 2 minutes? I missed that. I missed that image that came down. All that happens is when you say, I ain't see that. Everything over here, I ain't seeing right now. So, you know I got to put the anatomy on you. Let's keep watching.
Reducing the amount of light that enters the eye. In dim light, the iris widens the pupil to let in more light. All of this happens automatically. Behind the iris is the lens of the eye. It helps focus the light coming into your eye so you can see things clearly. The lens flattens so you can see things that are far away, and bends so you can see things up close. When the lens, cornea, and pupil are all working together properly, they will focus light on the back of the eye. That's important because lining the back of the eye is the retina. There are about 130 million tiny cells in the retina that are sensitive to light. When these cells detect light, they turn it into electrical signals. Those signals eventually make their way through the optic nerve, which is like a cable connecting the retina to the brain. The retina helps create a rough image, but it sees the world upside down. It's your...
Now, pause one more time now. So, let's just say, for example, I have a vision problem, right? And I live with this vision problem for, I'm 60 years old. I've lived with this vision problem for 40 years, all right? Every single time that I go to the eye specialist, they put me in front of the things and they and do their little thing, right? Now, I wear these glasses, go on, boom, 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 boom. Now, that is the way that our vision works, period. That's how it happens. We've came to the conclusion all collectively that this is what I see, this is what you should be seeing, this is what we doing, and it works, right? That's what happens. How, if I'm 60 years old, do I get the visions of my mind fixed. I guess I gotta fix that my damn self. Ain't no glasses for that.
Brain that turns what you see right side up. Also, when you look at an object, each eye gets a slightly different view of the world. The brain combines those views and makes them into one picture. The brain also adds a lot of details to your vision, so that you can see complex shapes, movement, depth, and a rainbow of colors. And of course, the brain connects your sense of sight to things you already know, so that when you see a dog, you recognize it as a dog, and not a cat or a monkey. And that's how you're able to see. To learn more about how your eyes work, visit nei.com.
That's simple enough. Like I said, it's simple enough to understand the anatomy of this process that is vision. On the scale of every day, I wake up, I see. I go to sleep or close my eyes, I don't. I wake up, I see. So on and so forth. That right there is the basic. But when I want to think, imagine, like my man said in the first video, prophesy, have a prophetic vision. Where am I looking then? Are there some glasses if it's a little blurry over there? No, but let's get some techniques that can help us to work on imagination, work on creating that inner vision. Let's see, what should I type? Using imagination. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I have to hear this before we go any further, because this is the epitome of what we talking about. Yes, I'm gonna listen to this. It's gonna take us 1 minute. We don't even need the extended version. We just need the 1 minute version.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high.
Hold on, we gotta hear the original version.
It's in a
We gotta hear the original. Let's go.
butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book.
Let's go.
A reading rainbow. Whoa. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow.
Hey, look, we about to watch every episode.
I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A butterfly in the sky. I can go.
Sorry, because that's where the vision come from. That's where the vision come from. And that's the best tip I got for anybody who trying to exercise that inner vision. Reading rainbow. Not the show, but reading. Reading. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. All right, let's go. How to use it. Oh, hold on, wait. How imagination works anatomically. There you go. Anatomically. Let's see. The neuroscience of oh, this is TED Talk. Can't watch TED. TED ain't gonna let you let you get on there. Let's see what Source Feed got.
Hi, welcome back to SourceFed. I'm Lee Newton.
SourceFed.
I know where imagination comes from. No, not from fairy tales or tiny dream bugs or, your mind's eye or past lives or whatever. Although those do actually sound like way cooler explanations. And a solid setup for a children's book, right? Get on it, Rowling. But it turns out that science has figured it out again. Science! God, you never let me down. Except for that whole everybody slowly dying. Figure that part out, please. Okay? But researchers in the US say that the ability to create art, invent tools, think scientifically comes from a neural network that spreads across a large area of the brain. You heard it here first, okay? Boom! Imagination comes from the brain.
Okay.
Oh, source-fed drop in knowledge. Wait, what? Keep reading.
Right.
Fair enough. Okay. The scientific team from Dartmouth described the network as your head noodle's mental workspace, where a person is able to manipulate images, ideas, theories, you know, the things that let you think up the half brontosaurus, half elephant, the Allosaurus. Duh. And why is this cool? Well, aside from it possibly leading scientists to reproduce a similar creative process in artificial intelligence, it also leads us closer to understanding how our brain sets us apart from other species, like the Allosaurus. And like I said before, understanding this internal playground that allows us to think freely and creatively is exactly what's going to allow us to recreate it in robots. Oh, God, no. It's actually really terrifying when you think about it, like, because you think like that's the only thing that sets us apart is like, it's like free will and like and love and imagination and like. Oh no.
It's getting closer too.
Oh, it's all closing in. Have you imagined it like he's? Oh no. Oh, it's all closing in. Have you imagined it like he's an artist robot? That doesn't work out, right? He's a hipster robot because he could think free. Really?
Right.
Doesn't even make sense.
He gonna
it's
be
like a Philip
wild.
K. Dick novel, only horrible. No, in fairness, I haven't read that many Philip K. Dick novels, and I hear that a lot of people are on the fence about him. It's like a Michael Crichton novel. Think about it, though. I can't. We're all gonna die.
I wonder how long you spend on the tangent. In the script.
So guys, are you terrified about the idea that robots are eventually going to take over our life and also be creative and have imagination now? Let us know in the comment section down below, and of course, click the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the sanitation.
Okay. The neural network of imagination. I spelled imagination wrong, y'all. Okay, now let's go. What happens when AI has an overactive? We don't care about that. We want to know how our imagination works. Okay, neural network of imagination in humans. Humans, people, not a machine. SourceFed was the only one that got it. All right, let's watch this for. Nah, I don't want to do that to y'all, cause why? Let me ask this question. Okay, well, no, I'm not even gonna ask the question. For me, having a tool or a unbiased link to information, that's beautiful. Listen, I can go to the library right now and ask the librarian something, and she don't know. She might not know it. She might feel some type of way about it and might not tell me all the information. Whatever. Look how many things is against me and my damn question. Asking ass. You know what I'm saying? But having a AI, artificial intelligence, search that for me, he might not come back with the bias. We could pull up the so what I like to do is I like to test it round after round after round after round. If you give me the same answer round after round, that's great, depending on the criteria of the question. If you give me a different answer when I need a specific answer, then that's gonna be a problem. But I have been working with the artificial intelligence to get it to me what I need. So I don't know. Everything does it. I'ma say everything does it. Your vision can be skewed by how you feel about it, what you seeing. All right. Anyway, that's just me talking on a tangent then. Right then. All right. Inhumans. How history is sleep. AI can read your mind. I don't worry about that. Hey, we off of that then. Let's look at some vision boards. If y'all ain't been vision boarding, y'all better get back on it. You better get back on it. That's what you need to be able to look up and be like, you know what? On Thursday, I know where I'm gonna be at. Oh, I know where I'm gonna be at. Instead of looking up and being like, hey, I ain't got no vision for what I'm gonna do next week. You know? All right, so let's go with the top video. The first video.
Rest in peace to the guy who thought scheduling follow-ups at 11 p.m. was entrepreneurship. He didn't.
A vision board is a powerful tool that helps you achieve your goals and make your dreams come true. But what exactly is a vision board? It is a collection of images that represent the things you want in your life, material and spiritual. By creating a vision board, you organize and visualize your dreams, and by using it, you keep your goals in mind all the time, focus on them, and more likely to achieve them. How does it work? The vision board contains images that mean something to you, fill you with good feelings, and drive you to take action. It generates those kind of feelings that motivate you. Creating a vision board is very simple, and there are many ways to do it. First, you need to make a list of all the things you want. What kind of person you want to be? More confident? More loving? Happier? What do you want to do? Be a doctor? A singer? Have your own business? What kind of feelings you want to have? Love? Happiness? Peace? What type of people you want in your life?
I'm gonna pause right there before we get to the next thing that he say. The feelings is important. We talk about this all the time on the show about controlling chemically as best you can through diet, through breath, through pausing, through thinking, the chemicals that are released that manifest the emotions you feel that you relate with, you know. And what I just said is, we talk a lot about trying to control how you feel by changing the way you think or changing the way you eat. And that right there can ultimately be capped, you know, kind of brought home for yourself by doing it long term. Taking out a calendar, sitting down and thinking about it, having a vision for yourself on it. Come on, don't tell me that you don't have the capacity to be able to see what you want in your life in an instant, right now or later. Use that ability. Carry on.
Supportive friends, people you can laugh with, enjoy with. What kind of person is your ideal partner? How is your relationship going to be? Where do you want to live? In a city, a village? Do you want to have a penthouse, a house with a garden? What material things do you want? Get a new phone? A car? Maybe a popcorn machine or a pirate ship? Add more things as you like, but make sure that they are as detailed and specific as possible. Don't just write motorbike. Write also which type, what color. When you're being specific, you get a clear picture of what you want exactly. The second step is collecting pictures that represent the things you've written. You can cut pictures from magazines, download pictures from the internet, or even use your own photos. I recommend to add also pictures of your hobbies, photos of your family and friends, and photos in which you're happy and smiling. It will make your brain associate the things you want with the things you already have and generate good feelings. After you've got all the pictures, it's time to organize them. Get a large corkboard and pin the pictures to it. If you have too many pictures to fit the board, put them in collages. Each collage will contain pictures of the same category. You don't have to be a graphic designer. There are many collage makers online which are simple to use. You can also add motivational and inspirational quotes or sentences that describe what you want, then place it next to the relevant pictures. It's also possible to make a wish book. Buy an empty book or a notebook and design each page with a different subject. A vision board is more effective because it's more visible, so I'd recommend to make a wish book in addition, not instead. Now that your vision board or wish book is made, you're ready to use it. Hang the board on a visible spot where you can see it every day. Look at it through the day, take a few moments to think about these things you want. I recommend to do it when you wake up, so it will give you energy and keep you focused, and right before you go to sleep, so it will be planted in your conscious and subconscious. You can hang notes at different visible spots like on the mirror or on the fridge. You can also save pictures to your phone and set them as background or cover pictures, and even as your computer wallpaper. This way, you will see your goals and make sure to keep them in mind. A vision board can help a lot, but it's not enough. You must take actions to create the reality you want to live. Thank you for watching.
So I got a question for the chat out there, and if nobody answered, it's okay. What keeps us from like going towards these goals and plans that we set? For example, what I mean is, I want A to happen. And what would stop me from making A happen? Like if I roll a ball on a flat surface where it was no wind and nothing to stop it, what would stop the ball? It would, I guess theoretically, it would roll forever, right? It's supposed to roll forever. So what you and your goals, what's stopping you from just rolling right on into your goals and your dreams? Now we know we got friction, and I want to say that's what we got, like a bank, right? We got a bank of energy, or a bank of motivation, or a bank full of whatever it is that the substance is called that we use to propel us towards what it is we want and our desires. And each transaction, with it does something to that bank, within that bank of the substance, the motivation, the energy. And I think a useful technique, let's look it up. We're going to look it up. A useful technique would be to be able to catalog those transactions. When are you adding to that motivation? Like, are you having a moment where you like, yo, I can't wait to do da-da-da-da-da because it's going to get da-da-da-da for me. And then those moments that are taken away from it where you're actually like, I don't know, what does it feel like to have that, I don't want to do this? Because for me, I'm going to just speak for me. For me, it's, okay, I don't want to do this now. And I'm going to do it in a little bit, or I'm going to do this. I'm actually, okay, for example, I know I need to do make some more emotes for myself on my channel. But I want to take a nap. Well, I'm going to enjoy taking this nap because it's going to bring me the rest I need to do that, to make those emotes later on. That's just how I'm looking at this thing. So let's see. Completing vision envisioned goals. Let's see. Let's see real quick.
How do I become a millionaire like you? Well, here's a simple exercise you can do that the rich keep secret. First, write down 10 goals you'd like to accomplish in the next 12 months. Second, have a look at them and think, if you could magically achieve any of these goals in the next 24 hours, which would have the greatest impact on your life? Third, take that goal to a clean sheet of paper and write a list of all the things you need to do to accomplish it. Set a deadline and take action. How do I become a millionaire like you? Well,
you know, it's so crazy. It always makes me laugh that all that he said is write it down. Write it down. Let's carry on. Let's see what I'm asking.
With goals, what you do is this. You make a list of all the things you'd like to accomplish in the next 1 to 5 years. And then you go down the list and write ABC. What you'd love to do, what you'd like to do, what's not that important. Then you take your A goals and you make A1, A2, A3. With goals...
See, all they saying is write it down. Nothing extra, nothing magical. Write it down. Write it down. Watch, write it down. All right. So, here we go. Forget goals, forget anything. Let's go.
6 ways to become more mature. Accept the reality. Control your emotions. Don't judge too early. Take care of your mental health. Be silent over nonsense fights. Don't depend on others for happiness. Type yes if you agree.
Okay, that was quick and easy. There you go.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea. But first, let's talk about the things.
Many of us are wandering the earth, accomplished in many ways, capable of fulfillment at many points, but with a fundamental wound that stops us from becoming who we truly might be. We don't quite know who we are. It isn't, of course, that we can't remember the basics of our biographies. We're unsure around 2 things in particular. Firstly, we don't have a stable sense of what we're worth. And secondly, we don't have a secure hold on our own values or judgments. Without knowing who we are, we tend to have particular trouble coping with either denigration or adulation. If other people decide that we are worthless or bad, there will be nothing inside us to prevent us from swallowing their verdicts in their entirety, however wrong-headed, extreme, or unkind these might be. We'll be helpless before the court of public opinion. We'll always be asking other people what we deserve before seeking inside for an answer. Lacking an independent verdict, we also stand to be unnaturally hungry for external praise. The clapping of an audience will matter to us far more than would ever be wise.
Right.
We'll be prey to rushing towards whatever idea or activity the crowd happens to love. We'll laugh at jokes that aren't funny, uncritically accept undeserving concepts that are in vogue, and neglect our truer talents for easy, popular wins. We'll trail public opinion slavishly, constantly checking the world's whims rather than consulting an inner barometer in order to know what we should want, feel, and value.
You see, so imagine me being a painter, right? And I paint a painting, but I ain't really know what I was doing. I ain't really had no idea of where I wanted it to go, so I painted it, and there it is. And then somebody come along. Well, I feel alright about it. Somebody come along. What you think? I ask, what you think? And they say, it's great, man. It's great, man. I see that you were painting a tree and this and that. And I'm like, well, yeah. You know? And that's how you go. It'll be. Then another man will come along, another woman will come along, and they'll say, I don't really know about this painting. I don't agree with my man. He was doing too good on that. I don't see a tree. And it's not really that good because these other paintings are done like this. And then you'll switch and be like, well, I don't know about what he said and what they said. And then now everything is just up in the air based on what someone else's vision was. Your vision is mixed in with their vision, and you don't know how to feel about none of this you seeing. But let's say you're a painter and you have a vision for your painting, and you know how you want it to look, and you paint it, and it comes out not so good, so you paint it again. And then another one, you're like, nah, and then you paint it again. And that last one, you're like, wow, this is great. Oh my gosh, it looks so amazing. And you show them, well, you show it, And the man's like, yo, this is great. But that one back there is awesome. Can I see that one? And it's the same painting. But he likes that one, the second iteration, the second version of it that you did. And he just like, wow, man, this is great. And someone else come along and they like, wow, I like this latest one. This one is the best one. And then somebody else come along and they like that one. Your vision within all of it, if you can find that root, will remain on that last one that you did, because you had a vision and you have a story now. You have all of that. And now, as an added bonus, you have others' vision of your vision to go with your vision. But being without a vision, it was no vision. So it was just vision. I don't see. You see? That vision. We're going to watch a little bit more of this. And then we're going to round out for the day.
We need to be kind on ourselves. No one is born with an independent ability to know who they are. We learn to have an identity because, if we're blessed, in our early years, someone else takes the trouble to study us with immense fairness, attention, and kindness, and then plays us back to us in a way that makes sense and that we can later emulate. They give us the beginning of a true portrait of our identity, which we can then take on and enrich over the years and use as a defense against the distorting verdicts from hurried or ill-intentioned others. Knowing who one is really the legacy of having been known properly by somebody else at the start. This early identity building tends to unfold with apparently innocuous but life-saving small steps. Oh, that must really have hurt, a parent might say in response to an upset, thereby validating an infant's own feelings. Or, it's okay not to feel happy on your birthday, the parent might say at another point, delicately upholding an infant's less typical response to certain events. Ideally, the child isn't just known, he or she is also interpreted as likable. A good parent offers generous interpretations. They're on the side of the child and are always ready to put the best possible gloss on moments of ill temper or of failure, which forms the basis upon which resilient self-esteem can then later emerge. Now, that's the ideal.
Right. We ain't gonna beat down the rest of this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get some quotes for vision. $20 quotes about vision. Let's see what they got. Hopefully I ain't gotta read them myself. I probably do. The failure to read good books, both ineffables, the envision, and strengthens our most fatal tendency, the belief that the here and now is all there is. Wow. Enfeebles the vision and strengthens our most fatal tendency. The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. The most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. We can only see a short distance ahead, but we can see plenty there that needs to be done. Yes. Yes. I gotta get to work now. Great art is the outward expression of an inner life in the artist, and this inner life will result in his personal vision of the world. Yes, Lord. Let me switch the screen for y'all so y'all can read them too. Turn this music down so y'all can hear me. A scene should be selected, hold on, by the writer for hauntedness of mind interest. If you're not haunted by something as by a dream, a vision, or a memory, which are involuntary, you're not interested or even involved. Right. Exactly. Never look directly at the sun. Instead, look at the sunflower. Hey. The best way to succeed is to have a specific intent, a clear vision, a plan of action, and the ability to maintain clarity. Those are the 4 pillars of success. It never fails. Fully inhale your dream and completely exhale manifestation of it. Yes, sir. Let go. There is a master way with words which is not learned but is instead developed. A deaf man develops exceptional vision. A blind man, exceptional hearing. A silent man, when given a piece of paper, well, I'd write you a story, draw you a picture. We are often taught to look for the beauty in all things, so in finding it, the layman asks the philosopher, while the philosopher asks the photographer. Yeah, hold up. We are often taught to look for beauty in all things, so in finding it, the layman asks the philosopher, while the philosopher asks the photographer. Yeah. Everybody asking where it's at. Armed neutrality makes it much easier to detect hypocrisy. Right, okay. Good business leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. Expansion pack. Yes, sir. Mirrors are perpetually deceitful. They lie and steal your true self. They reveal only what your mind believes it sees. I'm gonna remember that. Her vision of the world under the water represented a beautiful stillness, a version of heaven. It was the lost city of Lena, her alternate universe, the life she yearned for but didn't get to have. Wow. All of us got that place inside of us. At the moment of vision, the eyes see nothing. Wow. Wow. Hey, listen, that one hit home. At the moment of vision, the eyes see nothing. Ooh, you get it. Many of the most powerful things in life are not tangible. All it takes is for you to close your eyes to see. Yes, sir. Let's go. If you hire people just because they can do a job, they'll work for your money. But if you hire people who believe what you believe, they'll work for you with blood and sweat and tears. You may pray to God to remove the hills on your way and fill every pothole on your path. But don't be surprised if God gives you a shovel to do so. Yes, sir. Let's go. Your heart is able to see things that your eyes aren't able to. Yeah, you can also find quotes, people, past, beautiful from the authors, you know what I'm saying, listed there on the screen. So with that being done, that being over, we gonna go ahead and get up out of here on y'all nerves. Sorry for starting a couple minutes off earlier. We'll be back here again. I think we'll do an episode tomorrow. We'll go ahead and round it out tomorrow. Do a little Fun Friday episode tomorrow. So I'll see y'all there. Excuse me. But remember, after tomorrow, there will not be another expansion pack episode until Monday, August 18th. So we're going to be taking 2 weeks off here at the beginning of August. And we'll be coming back fresh for you here on Expansion Pack with a new setup, new everything. You understand me? You can sub up in the meantime. We'll have an event going on in the meantime behind the scenes. But that's to be announced. So with that being said, this is another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. It's good to have y'all here. This is DGTA TV. I'm going to holla at y'all tomorrow. Peace.
With AI algorithms, quantum AI can process and analyze information at speeds and scales far beyond classical machines. This opens up the possibility of solving optimization problems and simulating complex molecules in real time, accelerating research in materials science, weather forecasting, and financial modeling. Imagine an AI that can factor huge numbers instantly or retrieve patterns from colossal data sets without the usual computational limits.
Quantum would be one of the tools in our arsenal by which we can keep something like Moore's law continuing to evolve. So the potential is huge, and we'll have challenges. In a 5 to 10 year time frame, quantum computing will break encryption as we know it today. But we can work around it. We need to do quantum encryption.
We can pull in data from sensors worldwide and update models continuously, improving accuracy with each new quantum calculated iteration. This isn't speculation. Quantum AI prototypes already exist, and companies are planning to deploy them in commerce, research, and national security. Number 2, brain-computer interfaces.
All right, we ain't looking at no more of them. We gonna end that piece right there. I do want to look at this one more, just a little bit more. Hold on. Let's see a couple of these.
This is one of my favorite little gifts to give. It looks so simple and elegant, and I love how it has that vintage look. You can just slide one between pages of your favorite novel to
is that heart disease is nothing else than a form of pre-scurvy that can be prevented and treated.
Many inventions of the past
Hold on. So let me see. Let's start here.
11. The Hendershot generator. For more than 30 years, Lester Hendershot worked on an over-unity device that was expected to tap into a magnetic force field. Interestingly, Hendershot appeared to be the only one capable to triggering it, but he was unable to provide a satisfactory scientific explanation for why his invention functioned. Nonetheless, the fuel-less generator was demonstrated numerous times between 1928 and 1960, and its reliability was confirmed by several witnesses, including Charles Lindbergh. A demonstration was even given to the press in the United States, and the equipment passed all assessment standards. Newspaper clippings demonstrate its effectiveness. However, according to Bill Beatty of KeelyNet, Hendershot encountered political issues when promoting his equipment, attempted to expand his business to Mexico, and eventually faded into obscurity. 10. Nikola Tesla's wireless energy transmission. Tesla was widely considered as America's best electrical engineer by 1900, having captivated the globe with his breakthrough innovations and victory over Thomas Edison in the Battle of Currents. He then began his most ambitious project to date, the Wardenclyffe Transmission Tower. The Wardenclyffe facility, built between 1901 and 1905, was based on another of Tesla's groundbreaking concepts. Tesla intended to use the tower.
One thing I can't imagine is having